Greetings, lecturer of Greenwich University. My name is Tuha, and welcome to my presentations in strategy for management. Today, I'm gonna present to you about my startup idea, which is called the Styling app for Vietnamese fashion lovers. So, what can you do with this app? First of all, it helps you to define your personal style based on your preference and the items in your own wardrobes. Secondly, by using the AI technology, it will also act as a personal styling assistant for you that can be used every day. And lastly, it will also offer a new marketplace for fashion designers and fashion lovers. Our slogan is the fashion expert in your pocket, and why I choose that slogan will be explained in the following slide. Our vision, first of all, is that we aim to become the fashion lover's best friend, an indispensable app for everyone that they can use every day whenever they dress up for work, to hang out, or any special occasions. Our missions, similar to the functions that I have presented, is that we want to help people define their style, make daily dressing up no longer a struggle, and to provide a more exciting shopping experience. Now, as an app that works in the fashion industry, I believe that innovations, creativity, and constant improvement is very important to us. Therefore, it is two of our four core values. Other than that, user-friendly and customer-oriented is also two of our core values because we believe that customers is our greatest value. Our objectives is that we want to reach at least 100,000 app install equal to 100,000 active users and 2,000 brand partners in 3 years' time. We're also aiming to become the top leading styling app in Vietnam in 5 years. And most importantly, we want to become fashion lovers' first choice when it comes to fashion advice and assistance. As personal styling is assistant is our main function of the app. Therefore, by using Porter 5 forces, I have identified the Porter 5 force in consulting in fashion industry, aka fashion stylist. So, the threat of entry is high is because to become a consultant, you only need to have experience and expertise, which is something that can easily gain through time. For example, in the fashion industry in Vietnam, most of all current fashion stylists here that all work as former designers or magazine editors in the fashion industry, and now they become fashion stylists or consultants. Therefore, the threat of entries is really high. Next is threat of substitution, because instead of using app, the consumers can also hire the personal stylist, or they can learn by themselves by using the online resources, for example, online classes, influencers, or YouTubers. Therefore, the threat of substitutions is also pretty high. Now, the bargaining power of customers, because although they have a lot of alternative choices as well as they have low switching costs and they can supply by their own, they have the consumers have high power, high beginning power. However, because our target customers are not concentrated. In fact, it is varied from all ages and gender. Whoever is interested in fashion or struggling with dressing up every day. That's why it makes the bargaining power of customers become medium. About suppliers, our most required supplies to develop the app is the AI technology and the from the expert as the input for the first database to build the app. Therefore, it is not hard to find. However, it is pretty concentrated. Therefore, I also identify the bargaining power of suppliers as medium. And lastly, the rivalry between competitors. Though we have quite many competitors, such as we are in a direct competition with Smart Fashion, which is another Vietnamese AI-based giant clothes shopping app. We are also in competitions with other fashion stylist agencies and others styling apps from foreign countries. However, they are not yet popular in the market. The market is still pretty new, and although the price of fashion stylist agencies can be pretty high, therefore I believe that the rivalry between competitions is still medium. So now, after having known our competitors, it's time for us to get to know how my companies can compete with them. So this is my SWOT analysis. Our strength is that we are one of the first AI-based personal styling apps for Vietnamese users, and our fashion items that offers on the platform is also guaranteed by quality and originality, because not any brands can enter our platform, but it has to go through careful inspection by us. And also, another strength is that it is suitable with a wide range of users. Meanwhile, the weakness is that as an app we have limited functions, so it's not completely a mega app, but it's only limited to 3 functions that I've mentioned above. And we also have a low customer retentions, because when they are familiar with the advice that is given by our personal assistant using AI technology, there will be a chance that the consumer will leave the app. Now, to the opportunity and threats. We see opportunities in the growth of e-commerce and social media, as well as the AI technology, as it is becoming more well-known and favorable by smartphone users. Therefore, building an app now will be a smart choice. Also, since more people are starting to care about their appearance and fashion, I believe styling app would be a perfect solution for them. About threats, based on the previous Portal 5 Force analysis, I believe we are having threats of new entrants in the market, as well as we are in the direct competitions with other foreign styling apps and smart fashions, our direct competitor. So, in order to help us come up with a strategic plan, I have identified 5 strategic capabilities of my companies, which are AI technology applications, teams of skilled AI and app developers, partnerships with prestigious fashion experts, customer relationships, and innovative and creative cultures. So, by applying the VRIO evaluations, I believe that all these 5 strategic capabilities all bring value to the companies and are supported by the organization. However, only innovative creative culture and AI technologies are rare, because even though the AI technology is become more famous, it is not popular used in the AI technology in the Vietnam market, in fashion stylist in Vietnam market. And it's also innovations and creative culture is not something that can easily imitate. Therefore, the AI technology's applications is temporary competitive advantage, while innovative and creative culture is sustained competitive advantage. And the other 3 strategic capabilities is considered as competitive parity. Since Styling App is the only startup project that is newly introduced to the market, we propose a business strategy that using differentiate with our price premium via strategic alliance in order to increase our market share and reduce competitions. In order to know whether this business strategy is suitable, acceptable, and feasible, we apply the SAFE evaluations. So for suitability, as I have identified in the opportunity, is that there is a growth in e-commerce and social media. Therefore, utilizing the influencer, in this case, this famous fashion stylist, it can help us to generate attention on social media and gain more trust on fashion advice and recommendations given by the app. It will also help us to reduce the direct competitions with other fashion stylists and enhance our competitive advantage. Acceptability is that by asking the fashion stylists to become our project partners, they are taking the direct and they're becoming the direct stakeholder in the projects. Therefore, there's a higher chance of being acceptable, and the decision making is more secure. Therefore, the return is higher than the risk. And last but not least is feasibility. Like I said, our greatest requirements and input for develop the app is the AI technology and the input of the expert in order to build the brain of the AI. Therefore, by using strategic alliance and team up with the fashion stylist and expert, we have we have acquired these resources that we need, and we also have more potential to raise funds for the projects thanks to expert endorsement. Next is my financial plan. As you can see here, I have estimated the initial budget for the first 6 months of the project. First, for app development is approximately 3 billion VND, because AI technology is not cheap at all, as well as to develop an app from scratch also takes a lot of budget. Therefore, 3 billion is a reasonable number. But later on, after the first 3 months, in order to maintain the app, which only takes up about 400 million VND per month. On human resources, we estimate that we will need to spend 750 million for the initial core team of developing the app in the first 6 months, and which including the app developers, the project management, also as marketing, HR, accounting, etc. Later on, the fixed cost for this team were only around 200 million per month. As for operations, is the amount of money that's spent on recruitment, is in renting office, advertising, branding, etc. will be around 600 million VNT for the first 6 months, but it will only take up about 50 million VND per month later on. So the total is only for the initial budget for the first 6 months will be 4.4 billion VND, and the fixed cost will be 650 million. And as our goal is to reach break-even point in 6 months after launching, with monthly subscription of 70 VND users and affiliation fee for each brand is 500,000 VND, we estimate that we need to have 8,000 app users and 200 brand partners in the first 6 months in order to break even. And lastly is my execution plan. As you can see, our short term include phase 1 and phase 2 in a total of 9 months, and long term include phase 3 and phase 4 in the total of 4 months after launching the app. As you can see here, phase 1 and phase 2 including the basic tasks of building the team, building the business model, do some market research, raise funding, and building and testing the app. While phase 3 and phase 4 that focus more on generate revenue as well as expanding our scope, and also relating to training staff and increase gain more users and partners. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.